Welcome to Variant One Shot. Today I'm finally going to give you my thoughts on X-Men Apocalypse. Better late than never, right? But before we get into that, I just want to congratulate all the winners from this past week's Variant 1 Million giveaways. Thanks for all the participation, it was awesome. But now let's talk about X-Men Apocalypse. Also, if I'm going to spoil anything, I'm going to let you guys know before I do. With that said, this movie seemed to be getting a lot of mixed reviews. It currently has a 47% on Rotten Tomatoes, meaning you could pretty much say the thoughts on this movie are 50-50. Going by that statistic, no matter what my opinion is on X-Men Apocalypse, half of you are going to agree with me and half of you aren't. But now you're asking, what are your thoughts on the movie? Well, I thought the movie was just very okay. There was nothing really special about it at all. It's just kind of there. Like, it's not bad enough for people to piss all over it like Green Lantern and Fantastic Four, but it's also not good enough for people to be like, you really need to see this movie. It's pretty forgettable, especially being mixed in with a long list of superhero movies that are amazing. Which is really disappointing because this movie had so much potential, with the main antagonist being Apocalypse, who's one of the most BA X-Men villains out there. But again, his character was just okay. I didn't really like his demeanor or the way he talked. Something was just off to me. And I didn't like the way he looked. I'm not saying that just because he doesn't look exactly like he does in the comics. I just thought his overall design wasn't the best. Did I want him to look more like the comics? Yes, but I still would have been fine with a departed look as long as the design was better. I mean, some people may have liked it, I just personally wasn't a fan. And I didn't like the way some of the characters looked in the air while they were doing their flippies and whatnot, which is mainly due to the way they use the actors on wires for aerial stunts. I have nothing against wire work, it could be done to look awesome, it just didn't work in this particular film for me. To me, it made certain movements look unnatural and made me think, yeah, they're clearly on wires. The actual story and plot of this movie was fine, I just think it could have been executed way better. But again, this movie wasn't terrible, it just was okay. Like, as a whole, nothing was amazing, but nothing was really bad. It was just there. Now, even though this movie wasn't jaw-dropping, we still get some cool scenes. If you haven't seen the movie yet, I'm gonna spoil some things from here on out. So that's your spoiler warning. And spoilers. I really like seeing Hugh Jackman's cameo as Wolverine, mainly because we finally got to see him in his Weapon X getup from the comics, with the whole head contraption and wires screwed into him and everything. I was actually shocked how close they kept his look to the comics, so thank you, Fox. Thank you for that one. Plus, seeing him tear into all those guards was violently awesome. Speaking of awesome, the whole Quicksilver scene at the mansion was great. It was very similar to his slow-mo scene in Days of Future Past, but even better and more elaborate this time around. Quicksilver was actually my favorite part of this movie. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I love the jab at X-Men Last Stand when Cyclops, Jean, and Nightcrawler are coming out of the movie saying the third movies and franchises always suck. Which was clearly a jab at X-Men Last Stand, which Bryan Singer didn't direct. I see what you did there, Singer. It was also cool seeing the X-Men at the very end in costumes that were very similar to their looks in the 90s comics and or the Jim Lee version of the X-Men. As for the end credit scene, we also get a tease for the Essex Corporation, which the diehard X-Men fan knows that's a tease for Nathaniel Essex, aka Mr. Sinister. And I gotta say, that's a good choice for the next villain. Just do right by him, Fox. Do right by him. In summary, I thought the movie was alright. It had some cool scenes, but overall, I don't think this is gonna be a superhero movie we're gonna be talking about a year or two from now.